Okay, so in this video, we're just going to be doing something really simple. We're going to be working on kicking out or escaping and getting back up from a bridging pinfall, right? So if you've rolled someone up and you've gone for a bridging pin, you know how they do that? When they roll them up and then they roll them down for a pin and then they flip over for a neck bridge. We're going to be practicing the jump out of that, right? So let's say you've rolled them up, you've got him in a neck bridge pin, and then he kicks out, and you have to escape that and get back up onto your feet as quick as possible and as smoothly as possible. This is a good little exercise to do to get that kind of jump off of him back to your feet nice and smooth. So I'll show you an example of what I mean, and then I'll show you the actual exercise to condition yourselves or to practice doing, so that just that tiny tweak can make a big difference for you. So let me show you. So let's say well, first I'll show you what I mean, if for those that can't visually see it. So let's say you got them in a waist lock. Once you got them in the waist lock, you roll back, right? So I'll just try and do this with the mic. So you're going to roll back. Got him in the waist lock, right? But now he's down here. You're on top of him, and then you go for a bridging pin, right? So you drop down and up. But then it's the escape from there. So the kick out from there. So I'll just do it while I'm on the ground. 1, 2. And so it is that escape out of there and that smooth transition back to standing on your feet that you want to practice when you have the time to, when you're working out, maybe when you're at the gym. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes just to work on tiny things like that, because it's the little things that make the difference, right, in regards to your performance. So I'll show you what to do. So let's say that you've got that escape bit. So you're down on the ground and you're bridged into a pin. Let's start with the beginner's one, where you're not on your head, you're just on your shoulders for now. Just so if you are starting out and your neck strength isn't there yet, you can just start from the shoulders. So give me a sec. I'll do a couple reps just to show you an example of what I do to condition myself for the kick out. Okay, so with that, obviously from muscle memory, I actually tried to go onto the bridge on the head, but really, you get the gist of it. So for beginners, you just roll down and practice just that movement, bridging onto your shoulders, kicking up, and then literally, when kicking up, by lifting this leg and directing it this way, right? So to your right, because the minute you do that, this leg automatically lands in the right spot. So if I go here and I kick out, look at the leg. See? This leg goes all the way here. Now if I was to do it properly, it would be like a bang, like that. So the point is to get the upper leg used to, and almost like getting it to the point of it being just muscle memory, going up, and we're talking about the upper leg, and sideways. Up, right. And then obviously with this one, because it's like so close between each other, it follows. And then from there, all that you got to think about is the positioning, right? So positioning yourself in such a way that you can explode back up onto your feet. So, example, so here, you shoot up and move the upper leg. Bang, like that, right? But then see with this, what you want is you want to position the foot from here, directing it here, onto the floor. Once it's onto the floor, it's already in position for you to kick off and roll yourself back up. So left over right, right? Didn't even need my hands really for that, just my legs. And so that's really what you want to do is, so I'll show you an example of it again. It's just 3 sets of 5 repetitions of that movement. Take 10 to 60 seconds rest in between, maybe even 120 seconds. Doesn't really matter how much you rest. It just matters, what matters most is that you just stick to doing 5 and allowing your mind to become more familiar with the movement. The more familiar your mind gets, the more it's easier to, even if you're not really focused on it, sensory-wise, be aware of, visually, internally, aware of how to do that. And then the rest just comes down to, because of it becoming familiar in your head, it comes down to muscle memory. You know what I mean? So give it time. Patience makes all things possible. So I'll just do it again. I'll try to do the beginner's version. Hopefully my muscle memory doesn't make me go on my head and do the advanced version. But yeah, just so you have it imprinted as you're watching this.